I would absolutely love your thoughts on this.
Stop lying to yourself. We're not white. We lack melanin. So take a moment, pause the video, and really look up what melanin does for the body and how it helps us be a part of the planet. Now that you're back, tell me, we can't be out in the sun. We can't have the same relationship to the planet as those who have melanin. It's our inferiority, not supremacy, not superiority. It is our one inferiority. And then, of course, as any bully would do, when you feel inferior, you would make yourself appear superior by bullying someone to make them feel less than you, instead of finding out how you can be the best version of yourself so that you can be your own version of greatness. And that's all we have to do. There are all these systems for distribution of resources that are built based on our greed, our desire to get resources that other people have access to and we didn't. It's that simple. They're already built, and all we have to do is remove the desire for greed and control over those resources and become a sharing, humane people. The example exists in melanated folks. They don't treat us the way we treat them. They treat us better than we treat ourselves. So let's learn, let's enjoy the planet, let's stop all this foolishness, and let's support those with melanated skin so that we may learn how to be humane in our own way. Race for what?
Sunburns are nature's way of letting white people know that you guys are immigrants too. Right? The sun's like, hey, go back to where you came from. England's cloudy for a reason.
Okay, you guys, I just got my Sugared and Bronze Tin Man tan. I literally haven't gotten one in 2 weeks, and let me tell you, it feels so good to be back. I also didn't have a tank top, so I tied my t-shirt in the back with one of their hair ties, and I also parked illegally because I thought I was gonna be late for my appointment and miss it. But anyways, you guys know the drill. I'm gonna sleep in this, I'm gonna shower, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like tomorrow. But dang, it feels good to be back. Now we're walking in the crosswalk, and I know people are like, you look insane. I'm hungry. Should I go out to eat? Should I go out to eat looking like this? Maybe I will.
You know those pre-workout itches you would get? I feel like the summer is starting to give me some itches. As a white boy, you know what I'm talking about. The sun is really making me itch right now. Where's some sunscreen?
I have gotten asked more times than I can count why my tan is so dark. And the only thing that I am doing different is I added in this duo from Jergens. It is their moisturizing tropical escape that smells so freaking good. And then their sun drops. I put 5 sun drops on, mixing with my cream, probably about 2 to 3 times a week. 2, 3, 4, 5. And this just speaks for itself. I am not in the sun that often. I do not have a filter on. This is all that I'm using, and oh, it just smells so freaking good. I'm gonna link it here below before they sell out again.
Am I the only one who thinks that when a white person intentionally changes their skin color, that's a bit problematic? And I'm not talking about a sun-kissed glow, more about when they tan extremely to the point that their skin color matches the skin color of another race, because I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it, and it just feels super off to me because I feel like white people, they're able to change their skin color to match another race, but at the end of the day, they're still white, and so they don't have to go through what the other race that has that skin color has to go through, if that makes sense. It's just so odd to me. And I've never really thought about it that way, and then I randomly was hearing about someone. I mean, there is a discourse with Odessa, and I think that's what brought this to mind. And I just stopped and I was like, oh, that's really odd. But am I the only one who thinks that? Because I don't ever hear anybody talking about it. And I'm sure there's another side of the argument, but I have a feeling it might come from people who are offended by this because it's something that they do.
You want a tan that gives you this color. I am naturally this white. You need to use our ultra dark tan. It is watermelon scented.
That's a lot to unpack in that little bit of video. I'm not gonna be the one to do it though. Not me. I'm not feeling well. You said watermelon flavor?
Watermelon scented.
You're brave. You good luck with that. I don't get it. I'm sure the internet will understand though. Okay. Bye.
Oh my god, this heat wave has done a lot, especially in some of the European countries, to a point that some of the white folks have decided to take melanin to tarnish their skin. And at the same time, there are some of the African women who are busy bleaching their skin, taking pills to bleach their skin, using some weird body cream, body lotion, body oil to bleach their skin, when white people literally want that melanin that they're trying to destroy. Like, where is the world heading to? Why don't we just appreciate our skin color? This skin is gold and I love it. If you have ever seen any black woman trying to bleach their skin, just tell them the consequences without hiding it from it. If you have ever seen any white person trying to tarnish their skin, just tell them the consequences because one moment these people will develop skin cancer. Who's gonna help them? Then they'll come out and start claiming that, oh my god, I wish I knew this before. I couldn't have done that. Anyway, these white folks who are trying to tarnish their skin, it's not gonna help them because the sun will still affect them. And the heat wave was so extreme in Europe to a point that over 2,000 people died in France, 500 plus in Germany, and some of the European countries. It was so much. It was around 43 to 45 degrees for the past few weeks. Right now, it's a little bit better. Anyway, let me roll for you some of the clips here. We watch them together and let me know what you think about this in the comment section. So, guys, let's watch this together.
People who have higher melanin, let's say Africans or Indians also to some extent, South Americans, would they be more closer to the divine or have that divine connect?
Yeah. So melanin on the physical plane, sure, they taught us that it helps with pigment and skin pigment and things like that. But on a spiritual plane, it can hold light. It can hold light. So the more melanin you have, the more light you can hold and the more power you have. And so that's why a lot of these indigenous nations, okay, in Africa, all over the world, really, in Native America, right? And all over the world, these indigenous cultures have been systematically on purpose persecuted. Not only through the melanin and their ability to hold light, they were guardians of certain lands. It's what's underneath the land. So a lot of people think like, oh, the war for Iraq is for oil. But it's not just for oil. That's what they tell you on the news. Underneath the earth, there's very important portals. And whoever controls these portals controls the energy that flows in and out of Mother Earth. Some people call them stargates. So these indigenous were protectors. They had melanin. They were able to hold the light. And they had specific codes, which were protectors of certain lands. But that's why, if you want to say, Columbus and all these other, the history books will tell you one thing. But no, they were really coming to like take the land of the indigenous and to take the protectors of the land out of the land.
People who have melanin have been told that everything in the body is governed by the brain, and that every reaction in every system is brain governed, and that is wrong. Melanin acts independently. It is capable of instantaneous reaction to energy fields without being processed through any of the neuron synapses and dendrite stems of the brain. In other words, it acts as a chlorophyllin carrier. It takes energy, reacts to it, and processes its own information to its nearby cells. That's why you can get, again, those beautiful moves of the Michael Jordans, those cuts and so by the football players, and those immediate reactions, because you can't stop and think. They have to train people without melanin or with little melanin to react. People with melanin react anyway because it's like what they showed on the black Buddhas. You have eyes everywhere. You are totally conscious, and you don't wait for brain processing, which slows it down. We'll prove this to you in the classes because you can inflict pain, and if you have your mind off somewhere, it'll take sometimes up to 15 seconds before you feel the pain. And you can even delay that longer if you're trying to offset pain by merely mind control. They don't teach you, though, with melanin, you can make that instantaneous reaction, or you can delay it up to 30 seconds, or you cannot even get to feel it at all by simply using certain ways with melanin and ingesting certain foods and herbals. Melanin is a gift from the gods. With melanin, you can speed up your healing process in half. And if you really get into a strong magnetic field, nothing to do with the electricity, which hurts you in the main, you can be even cut that into a third. You can see into the body without using anode-cathode ray bombardments, if you have melanin, by using magnetic fields. All the history of the gods that came from various places, advanced scientists, advanced races of all description, from lizard-looking creatures to snake-looking creatures, from little short ones to very tall ones, 30 feet tall. The bones are still on our earth to prove that they did live here at one time in physical form. All were amazed at the most advanced people in our galaxy, what they had done with a certain issue of people here by giving them melanin, the gift of the gods. That's why you're being buzzed now with all kind of UFOs. I know Bobby Hibbert talking about the mothership and so, but they got motherships of all descriptions around here, good and bad. Some you don't want to get near. Don't even want to get within 50 miles of them, if you can avoid it. And others, you want to run and embrace, and if they weren't around, you'd have been annihilated a long time ago. But we'll see about that. We're talking, break it down in our classes. Government's well aware, well aware. In fact, they've even built about 33 of them themselves, and I don't know how long, because that was last year, as they are now trying to get into photon drive and so. But your gift is that at the highest degree of the cultivation of melanin throughout the pigments of the cells, endodermal, ectodermal, bloodstream, and so, each of those glands is then able to reach its highest vibration and loose what is called the astral body. The real mothership. As I said before in one of my lectures, and I had to do this because the brother kind of introduced it on a level that is way out esoterically, and he's right. I say all but one thing I agree with him on. So I have to now kind of change what I was going to present and back into the actual melanin wars to tie in with what he has started. When the melanin in a form of high energy yield throughout the body vibrates, every cell in every organ vibrates faster. Since melanin is also in the brain vibrates faster. And the frequencies that it can reach are astounding. They're the frequencies that let you seem to be out of your body looking down on it that they all talk about. They're the frequencies that let you sense when something's going to happen to one of your loved ones before it happens, and if it's happening, almost go crazy because you know it's happening even though you're not there. It beats any switch on EATT, Northern Telecom, or Bell Atlantic. It is your instantaneous form of communication. It is a thing that messes up your cable TV when you pass by it. It is a thing that sometimes when you get excited, again, begins to interfere with your TV patterns. And it's a thing that we just don't utilize enough. Why? Because who was going to teach it? The teachers were killed when they brought us out of Mother Africa. The teachers were killed when they attempted to do it here. And even under the Masonic Guild and the ancient ones who tried to at least serve the gods by helping the children of the gods to know who they were killed and tortured as worse as you were because they didn't want you to know who you were. They wanted to steal the planet, imprison you, and take what the gods had left. Again, I'm talking about gods, advanced scientists from many worlds watching a special project here on this planet Tierra, Shan, Sanche, all names for this little place. Melanin, when operating well, causes the pituitary gland to release hormones that they haven't even cataloged. They can't, because they have no way to measure the hormonal things, because they're instantaneously then and they're gone. But when they're there, they give you flashes of the cosmic universe. Intuitive flashes in full color of who you have been and what you can be. The same flashes that when you depart this body and your life passes before you, that you go through again. But did they ever teach you that you don't have to die to bring that about? That cosmic wisdom of knowing everything that your ancestors knew is yours every night when you go to sleep, and between 11 and 2:30 when the melanin glands are working at its best. But you must have total darkness. That's why they give you the TVs that never go out.
The most perfect display of white privilege I think I've ever seen in my life is my comment section right now. Thousands of you have completely missed the entire point of the video. I'm gonna lose my shit. Oh my god. What the fuck, guys? Walk with me, because I'm gonna explain why this is the most perfect display of white privilege. It's not like my comment section is filled with angry, hateful, racist, like overtly racist shit, because that's usually the situation when you talk about white privilege. What really gets me is that y'all almost made me forget what the point of my own video was. Look. I live in Greece, my upper body gets darker, just trying to look even. I'm out here being like, makes sense. That's valid. Going through these comments and I'm like, wait, hold on. This is not the point of the video. Let me calm down. To recap, the video was about why white people tan, but I wasn't actually asking white people why they tan because I had already done that research the day before on my live stream. I brought out my notebook and I read out all the reasons why white people tan. The video was about the fact that it is a privilege to do so. And I just want y'all to think about that. But what do you think my comment section is filled with? Paragraphs. When I say paragraphs of white people explaining why they tan or why they don't tan. I have acne, I have psoriasis, it makes me look skinnier, I was bullied when I was younger, and like whole life stories. Or the other side of it, there's the white people who were like, I don't tan, I've learned to embrace my pale skin, as if you're like better than the ones who do. But all of y'all have missed the point. All. I do not care why you tan or why you don't tan. What I care about is the fact that the most common answer to the question, why do white people tan, was I don't know, or because I can. To me, that was a display of white motherfucking privilege. Like you don't have to think about it. That's the whole point. When we mention white privilege, y'all get upset because a lot of y'all don't understand what it means. You feel as though it's like you're being given something extra. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It means there's certain things that you don't even have to think about. There are certain barriers that you never have to come across. And it's a privilege to not even know that. That's the point. It's so insidious sometimes. That's why it's so hard to talk to white people about white privilege. How do you talk to someone about something that they don't even see? You know, it's infuriating. Oh my God. I don't care about your psoriasis. I'm sorry, I don't. The whole point was just for you to think about the fact that it is a privilege that you get to go and tan to, you know, even out your skin tone and, you know, deal with certain issues or how It's a privilege that you get to go do that because there's people who look like me who have been taught to think twice about that. Do you get like picking up what? I'm lucky.
If you're white and you want to be more brown and have more melanin like me, so some soul skin. It'll give you a nice tan and you'll start looking more brown, just like me, just like this. But I might try this one because I need to give myself more of a tan. Looking to look more tan, more darker, more brown. Get yourself some of this and you'll start looking like me.
Oh my God, this heat wave has done a lot of wonders, especially in European countries, and some of the white folks have decided to take melanin to tan their skin. I thought this thing ended last year, but it's something which is still ongoing. Well, I know for the past few weeks, the heat wave in Europe, it was extreme. It reached around 43 to 45 degrees for one full week. And it was so hot. If you go outside, you feel like someone is burning you. And the white fox had a huge problem. Majority of them died. In France, over 2,000 of them died. In Germany, I think 500 plus, they died. And not only those two countries, majority of the countries, even some of them have still been hospitalized up to now because it affected their skin. They even had bruises on their skin because of the sun. The heat wave was extreme. Now, some of the white folks decided to take melanin to tan their skin because they want to have that melanin that the black people have. You guys, you know the importance of melanin. That is why all the time I always say that black is gold. Well, I felt like that sunshine was kinda burning me so much. And I started telling my friends that if I am feeling this way, what about the white people? I even asked some of my white friends, how are you guys managing this? How are you feeling? Because immediately they stepped outside, their skin was so red. When they're inside, the AC was not even working so well. Like these people were suffering. Honestly, they were literally suffering. But at that time, my skin was so really glowing to a point that I said, well, this is now it. This is why we always say that the sun loves black people. I was literally glowing. I used to look at my skin, I was like, what? And I was drinking a lot of water because in a day I could drink more than 3 liters. Because you drink, it's like you've done nothing. And you just need that cold water. So even these white folks, they couldn't even go to the beach because it was extreme. Even if you go to the beach and go get to the water, it was still like nothing because immediately you get out of water, still your skin is gonna be affected by the heat wave. It was so much. And now my question is, these white folks who are trying to tarnish their skin, do you think it's going to protect them? Do you think that melanin they're trying to find is gonna protect them? I think no, because it's just something which is kind of ruining their skin, and one moment they will have skin cancer, one moment they will develop some serious conditions, chronic condition, which won't even be good. Even some of their own people have been trying to warn them that whatever they're trying to do is not good. They should just accept the fact that they don't have the melanin that the black people have, and they should try their best to protect themselves from the sunshine. But still, those who are trying to tarnish their skin are not listening to their very own people, are not listening to the black people. So I don't know what they want. Even if they drink those melanin, even if they inject themselves with melanin, still nothing is gonna happen. Yes, their skin color will change in a way, but still they are going to be affected. I know melanin protects us from the ultraviolet radiation, but it's not gonna protect those who are trying to tarnish their skin. And at the same time, this message should go directly to majority of the African women who are trying to bleach their skin. Some people are trying to find that melanin, but with you, you are here trying to destroy it. Like, what the hell? Honestly, I don't like it when it comes to bleaching. I've seen a lot of women, especially from my continent, trying to bleach their skin because they want to be white so bad. Don't you like the skin color? Don't you like how you look, or there is something wrong with you that if you don't bleach your skin, you don't feel good? I wish you knew how some of the white folks literally want that melanin in them, but you are just there trying to destroy it. Like, come on. Let us just be the way we are. We look beautiful the way we are, no matter what. I know some people will mistreat you because of your skin color, but even if you bleach it, you're still black. They still treat you the same way. And now, what's the ball? You will have the patches, you'll have dark patches on your body, which will not be good. I've seen some of the African women taking pills to bleach their skin. They are using some of the body creams to bleach their skin. No way. Because one day, if you go to the theater, uh, making the incision won't be easy because you have interfered with your skin. Why don't you just stop with this weird behavior and appreciate the skin color that we have? It's helping us a lot. It's gold. Some people want it and we are destroying it. Anyway, guys, this video is for educational purposes only. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I appreciate your massive love and support sent every single day. Kindly give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you are coming across this channel for the very first time, and I appreciate all my members, all my subscribers, and anyone watching this video. May you be blessed abundantly. Until next time, let's meet on my next episode. Bye.